Any place that's not accepting people, I don't want to be a part of, bro.
Yeah. Alright. First off, let the people know who you are and what you do.
DJ Shu, producer, DJ/engineer.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Where you from?
I was born and raised in Indiana.
No doubt. How did you get your name?
I got my name because I started off DJing, and just like every other DJ, I really wasn't that good starting off because I'm still learning, of course. So I figured since I won't sound good for a while, at least I'll look good. So I would go out and literally buy a head-to-toe outfit for every single show. And people started noticing, you know what I'm saying, my shoes would change up every time. They're like, damn, I seen you 6 times this week, and each, you know what I'm saying, you know, per show you got on a brand new pair of shoes. Okay, Shu. I'm like, that's my name.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. How did you get into DJing?
I got into DJing because my dad was a record collector.
Okay.
So you factor in that to go record shopping was a part of my upbringing from, you know, as far back as I can remember. It was being in record stores. So you factor in that and stuff, and hip hop came in and all this stuff, and music started coming in, and I started playing instruments early. You know what I'm saying? Like
who taught you instruments?
I just learned on my own at well, my first saxophone I got when I was in 3rd grade. But you can't start taking music classes in school until you get to the 5th grade.
Okay.
So by the time I could take lessons at school and stuff, I knew so much that the teacher was like, okay, who taught you how to play? I'm like, I taught me how to play. He's like, how? Because I, you know, play by ear. You know what I'm saying? So over the course of years and stuff, I got better and better, and you know what I'm saying, branched out to different.
But you eventually did take classes.
Yeah, yeah.
But for the most part, you kicked it off yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
wow, that's impressive.
Well, take classes for saxophone and stuff, but everything else I learned on my own. You know what I'm saying? So I taught on like the basses and different stuff like that.
That's insane, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, so how did you get into producing?
I got into producing because when hip hop was started getting good and stuff, you start making beats and stuff, thinking you're making beats and stuff, and I would go back to my dad like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Check this out. You know, he was like, that's not new. Like, what do you mean that's not new? Go downstairs, go to the 4th shelf on the right, grab me the 3rd record over, you know what I'm saying, the orange spine, and bring it to me. Now I go, you know, find the record, bring it to me. He's like, and put it on, it's on the side B 3rd song. And that be the sample. I'm like, he's like, ain't none of the stuff you listening to new. I'm like, okay.
Ain't nothing new under the sun. Yeah. Ain't nothing new under the sun. OG trying to tell you something. You know what I'm saying?
Because the time I started making beats and stuff, my thing was, I need to be able to fool my dad with his records. Like, sample something, flip it so crazy that my dad...
he don't even know.
Yeah. He's like, oh, that's nice. I'm like, well, that's so-so. Oh, okay. I'm like, I got him.
Yeah, that's
like,
dope.
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. What do you feel is the biggest difference from where hip-hop came from and where it is now?
I think it's the money. And I don't... Technically, I don't mean that in the, you know... Technically, I don't mean it as a negative, but that's what ruined it to me. Because when when people my generation started, we did it because we loved it. We didn't realize there was going to be a check at the end. So we wasn't striving for a check. We were striving for, you the kids in the neighborhood think I'm dope. So you got as good as you could because you know what I'm saying, you know, you did it for the love of the music and you wanted to be dope in your neighborhood.
Yes.
Now, kids do it to buy a Mercedes.
Yes.
We did it so we'd be able to walk down the block and be like, oh shit, that's T-REXZ over there, that nigga's nice. That's why we did it.
Yeah.
Kids now doing it for Benz. We did it for, you know, the hood respect. Like, you know what I'm saying? He nice on them tables or he nice on the mic. So, and when you factor in the money now, it's causing people to do anything to make money. So they're not following the codes of hip hop and stuff, the love of the game. They're doing it just to make a check. And I think that's what ruined it.
I like that. I like that answer. What do you feel you're more passionate about, producing or DJing?
Both of them are the same to me. Just because when I hear records, if I gotta listen to it from like 4 different, you know, places. I gotta listen to it from the production part because I make beats. I gotta listen to it from the audio part because I'm an audio engineer.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to it from the DJ spot where the crowd rock to this, and I'm a fan. So I'm like, would I play this? I'm like, yeah. So for me to listen to music, and so I gotta listen to it 4 different ways.
That makes perfect sense.
So producing and DJing is the same. Why? Because I want to be able to play stuff that I would produce and put on for the crowd to enjoy. And there was a time where the DJ was the tastemaker. People, people have switched it now to the gatekeepers. No, there was no real gatekeepers. We judged music for being good or bad. There was no gatekeeping involved. And I think in certain aspects of certain things there needs to be gatekeepers. Because it was up to me and stuff, I'd be in the NBA. I can't play basketball though. I have no business being in the NBA.
Yeah.
But if it was up to me, that's where I'd be.
Yeah.
Gatekeepers would be like, nah, you're not good enough to be in the NBA.
Yeah.
The same as the whole rap thing. When you got these DJs start taking money and all other stuff, but you know, plays and all this stuff, and start playing, you know what I'm saying, trash because they were getting paid for it and stuff. And that's when the gatekeeping stopped, and we just let anybody in. Everybody don't need to be in.
So, I see you got the Run DMC Raising Hell album cover up there, and it looked like it got some signatures on there. Can you tell us a little bit about that, the backstory on that?
Well, that's a funny story, cause this is 2002, and I'm DJing at a club called Palladium down here. The big hip hop club down here, and the stage is about 8 foot off the ground. So, time you're DJing and stuff, you don't like to take requests because it throws off the songs you're gonna play. Because any real DJ knows it. Put it like this, any real DJ lines up the next 6 or 7 songs in their head.
Yeah.
So when you make a request, it throws the DJ's rhythm off. Because now you're trying to figure out how to put that song that you requested, you know what I'm saying, and some of those 6 songs that you got, and it lines up. And you do about 5 or 6 just in case you can't find the actual record. And these are back in the record days. Now you can, just go on Serato and type in the name. But back in the day, you would actually, 5 or 6 records, just in case I can't find the record I want in time. So I am DJing, and I see somebody walking up the stairs out the corner of my eye. So now I'm like, who the hell is this? So the guy's walking up, and now I'm like, okay, I got my turntables here. So now I'm rotating this way to grab my records. I don't want to make eye contact with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, trying to figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm, scratching the record, so put a record. Scratching the next record, flip it off. Scratch it in, what? And I look up, and it's Jam Master Jay, and I was like,
wow.
I'm like, dude, I'm really, really sorry. He's like, dude, I understand. I know what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to come up here to, you know what I'm saying, to talk to the DJ, meet the DJ and stuff, blah, 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 because you out there killing it. I'm like, man, that's the biggest compliment ever. Why? Because Jam Master Jay to DJs is like Jordan. He's the reason why DJs are known, because of Jam Master Jay. It was Jam Master Jay and Run DMC, not Run DMC and Jam Master Jay.
Yeah.
So So to meet him, I was like, oh shit. And then to not be paying attention and kind of diss him, but he understood because he's actually a DJ. He understood.
That's iconic, man.
Yeah, so so I was like, dude, could you sign something for me? He's like, oh yeah, no problem. So I rotate around. I'm like, please let me have a Run DMC record. It needs crates. But now I'm gonna feel like the biggest ass. Cause I am hip hop. Head to toe. And I think I was even wearing Adidas that night. From head to toe.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh yeah. So you know what I'm saying? He signed it. And I guess that was the first platinum album that they put out. Was that one.
Mm.
Yeah, so I got his autograph and stuff, so yeah.
That's dope. What projects have you worked on and what are you currently working on?
I haven't really worked on any projects in a while. I do tracks for people every once in a while, but in terms of big projects, I haven't really worked on a project in a while. Well, right now what I'm producing is just for me.
Well, you've worked at several studios.
Yeah, but
that's working on projects because you've worked on my project.
Well, but that was how many years ago?
A lot of years, but still.
Oh yeah.
It's still projects, so you've worked with a lot of people.
Well, local artists, I work with a lot of local artist people, but you know, in terms of projects I'm currently working on, I'm finally thinking about putting out my instrumental album.
Okay.
Because I got a couple hundred beats.
Couple hundred.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think it's about time.
Yeah, it might be time.
Yeah.
Couple hundred.
Yeah, so it's time for me to put out the instrumental album.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm working on that. You know what I'm saying? Doing the final touches of what I need to do.
What's some of the artists that you've worked with in the city? And what's some of the studios you worked at?
I worked at a few studios and stuff, but none of them are really around anymore. But for years I owned Blue Note Studios and stuff, and we did a lot of stuff there. And you know what I'm saying? Like I worked on your project, you know, Cash Flow's project, just like friend of mine named T.Y. and stuff. We worked on his project.
Did you work with the Warriors back when they were doing their thing?
No, no. So it was actually funny when I first got down here. They told me that's the crew to get with, like get with the Warheads and stuff. I didn't end up meeting Ruff to goddamn probably like 10 years ago. Finally.
Okay. So who's somebody you would like to work with that you haven't?
What talk about locally?
Locally or just anybody in general? I mean, you could say local, you could say internationally.
Locally, I would like to work with this new kid named Polo Baby Flacco. He's nice.
He's accessible.
Yeah, right, exactly. A Block Forever, and Block's nice, real nice. So yeah, you know what I mean. Those two off the top of my head, cause them brothers is nice.
Okay. What's your favorite piece of equipment to work with?
My favorite piece of equipment is the MPC.
Okay.
And not just the X, all of them.
Okay.
Because you can do it all with all of them. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that this one does, you could do it with all of them. Yeah, you can do it all of them. But the X just makes it easier because everything is, you know, right here.
Yeah.
And you don't have to work as hard, but you can still get the same response from all of them. And it's spoiled, I should say. Because starting out, the producers of my era, who didn't hustle, who didn't have a backing, you know, the drug dealer backing, my first keyboard, it was an ASR 10, was more than my car.
Yeah.
I paid more for that than I paid for my car. And I was more than happy to spend it.
Yeah. We spent a lot of money back in the day.
Yeah. So when you factor in, it was at the time $2,400. Just like 91, 92. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But there was a sacrifice you had to make to, get things. And people now have become so spoiled that, you know what I'm saying, it has to be able to do this, it has to be able to do that. Like, dude, y'all spoiled. I remember having to pull out 10 of these to get a beat.
For real.
I had to put in 10, 5 or 6 to get my beats.
Yeah.
And it was done on equipment that we would consider junk now compared to what's out, coming out now.
Yeah.
And for people who come from my era, the only thing they could have did with the MP to make it even better for us is just put a hard drive in it.
Yeah.
But now you got screens, you got all kind of shit. People are just spoiled and they don't want to do the work.
Yeah.
And it's actually funny because the music we fell in love with was done with some shit we would consider junk right now. You pull out one of these at a session. Back in the day, you walked in with this and a box of, disc. They knew your ass came to play.
Yeah.
Like literally. And that's why it's actually funny now when they have out, stuff like the MPC sample, the little, the small little sample thing they just came out with. Of course it does the trick, but I just look at it like a toy. Because you remember when you sat in the studio and a dude walked in with one of these or one of these or, you know what I'm saying? Or when you walked in with an SP, you knew that brother knew what he was doing. Because you didn't buy one of these and didn't learn it. Because it was just too much money to not learn it. Like, dude, I done spent 6 months of rent.
Oh, yeah. You finna figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I done spent 6 months of rent to get one of these. Now people have become so spoiled and stuff that, and the price of
And everything became so simplified.
Yeah, simplified and stuff, and you can actually get it now. That people become spoiled. Oh, it's got to be able to do this. No, you just have to sit down and figure it out. And especially with these, because back in the day, no one read the manual. We didn't read the manual. Well, for the time we were working on, we didn't read the manual.
Yeah.
Later, when we got a hold of the manual, that's 7 or 8 years in.
Sometimes you're trying to figure something out, or you have to consult with another producer.
And very few people had these.
Yeah.
So, still to this day, every time I sit down with a producer who works on the MPC, they work it different. Every single producer I've ever met who has an MP works it different. And that's like 20-something years. Well, close to 30-something years.
That could be said for a lot of equipment.
Exactly. Every time you sit down with somebody, you'll learn something new on that piece of equipment. Because no one uses the same, because no one read the manual. So, you may do it in 3 clicks, they may do it in 2 clicks.
Yeah.
Like, dude, how'd you... Oh, it does this and all that. Dude, you're still finding out shit that the damn machine does. Still to this day.
So, other than Jam Master Jay, have you had the pleasure of meeting any other celebrities?
I pretty much met everybody so far. Pac, I didn't get a chance to meet Pac. I didn't get a chance to meet Big. I didn't get a chance to... Yeah, I didn't get a chance to meet like people like Big L, but everybody else I think I've met.
So you met Jay?
Well, Nas I haven't met Nas. But I met Jay and, you know what I'm saying? Met Jay and X and Ja Rule and Meth and Red and Wu.
Okay. So out of the celebrities you met, was there any celebrity that rubbed you wrong versus like you heard their music, but when you met their personality, it kind of turned you off versus what their music was?
I wouldn't. Well, time I met Jay and said he was extremely humble. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, hey man, how you doing? I'm like, hey man, how you doing? He's like, I'm good. So which is actually funny about him, because I was like, why you speaking to me? And flip side, we got local artists who move around like they Hove.
You ain't lying.
Like, dude, you have too much. What's the word?
Ego.
Too much ego to be who you are. You ain't did shit. Like, literally, there's no reason to be standoffish and
arrogant or
arrogant for no reason. Arrogant, and I figured out the reason why. Because when you are a person who feels like they're in a position they shouldn't be in because you didn't really earn it or put in the work, that's when you get arrogant about things. You find that the most humblest people are the best at what they do.
Yeah.
Like, literally. And, you know what I'm saying?
So mainly, it's been more so local artists that turned you off versus actual people that, and I've experienced the same thing, you know, when I was doing my radio shows.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, people that's really done some major things be like the most humblest people.
Yeah, because you know what I did. I don't have to be like, and you ain't shit. If I can find you in the same place every weekend, you ain't doing shit.
So how did you meet most of these people? Through the DJing or through producing? Or
through the DJing. Yeah.
DJing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, but it's actually funny because the most arrogant people I've ever met are people that ain't even on. Why? Because when you're on, I deserve to be. I done put in the time. I deserve to be here.
Yeah.
There's no reason to be Spliff Star. Last week I finally met Spliff. Spliff's a good friend of my man Jay. Really good friends. Jay told me Spliff was like us. Okay, so I go there and I finally got a chance to meet him. He just like us.
Yeah.
Mad cool, mad relaxed. So he wasn't dude. He introduced himself to me. I'm like, dude, I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And we met each other probably like 91, 92. Of course, he ain't gonna remember that. But, dude, he was like one of the people that you met him before, and he feels like some of you already know, because there wasn't no arrogant shit. Yeah.
I mean, when I first met K-Solo, he came to my crib. And, you know, he was just seeing what I was doing. He was like, man, believe it or not, people like Dr. Dre and this, that, they all started just like what you doing.
Yeah.
All, you know, I mean, we see them as this and that, but they all started doing the same thing we doing.
See, but the arrogance come from, to me, the arrogance come from not loving it to the point where we love it. We just happy to be in the room. And I ain't sitting down with nobody in some picture. Oh, blah, blah, by the way, I make beats. No, that's not what they're there for. They're there to relax, just like you there to relax. Just imagine constantly being interrogated or feel like you're in an interview constantly. You meet some people like, hey, blah, what's going on? Dude, I just came here to chill. You know, I just came here to relax. And that's how you know, for me and stuff, it wouldn't be cool to be famous. You know what I'm saying? Famous to me, I would like to be, just say like, person like DJ Premier, famous.
Did you meet DJ Premier?
No.
Okay.
Like him, or like a DJ Magic Mike, famous. That's how I look. Cause I see Magic Mike at the grocery store all the time. At Publix. And it's actually funny because I'm one of the few people who know who he is in the grocery store. And I'm thinking like, dude, this dude is there's DJs and there's legendary DJs.
Yeah.
He's one of the most legendary DJs. Like,
with that being said, who give us 3 of your favorite producers and 3 of your favorite DJs?
Well, one of my favorite DJs is of course Jazzy Jeff. Scratch Bastard is nasty. And for the third DJ would be a crew, actually. People who are part of Returnz. T-REXZ.
Y'all ain't said I was part of it. I'm part of the Returnz.
Yeah.
T-REXZ. Major announcement.
Yeah. T-REXZ. Throwback Champ. DJ Rome. Who else is in who's in the Return? Damn, I can't think of his name. The tall guy, super big guy.
J-Mob?
J-Mob.
Yes, sir.
You go out and hear them brothers, and of course me, of course. But you go out and hear them brothers play, you're going to see, and not just a DJ, you're going to see a show. It's like a concert. You hear them brothers play and they taking you everywhere. Like, oh, shit, that's my job. Oh, that's a song I ain't heard in a while. The whole experience back and forth.
That's very honorable coming from you, bro.
Yeah, man, because I'm like, I ain't going out. I'm like, dude, I'm not going out. Why? Because there was a time you used to go out. There's no reason to go out all weekend because you heard what the DJ is going to play on Friday. Every DJ played the same shit. No one stretched out. Except for them people that I mentioned. These are people you know if they was playing, they stretching out. I don't want to hear the same song I hear on radio. I can save my $10 to get in. And my $5 Pepsi. I can save it. Them brothers, when they play, is an experience. So, those are my 3 DJs.
Thank you again.
Yeah, no problem, bro. Then, for producers, you got to go with Pete Rock. Well, no, first of all, you got to go with Primo. Primo's the greatest. I'm sorry.
My favorite producer.
Yeah, Primo, you got to go with Primo.
Yes, sir.
You got to go with Pete Rock. Because Pete Rock and Primo are the reasons why you bought the MPCs. Period. And my third producer would actually be, I'm trying to think who would be my third. And not just because they're famous or not famous. While I've seen them work and I know what they put into it. Would probably be a collection of my crew. With producer-wise, you got Juice XO. You got Cool Hands. And you got me.
Okay.
I hate to put myself in there. And my man, and for the fourth, you know, who's part of my crew anyway, you know what I'm saying, would be my man Uj.
Okay.
So you got those 4 for the last 3, because with them producers I named, we can do anything. There's not one single thing we can't do. Like right. Literally, like from the east to the west to experimental to down south, we can do it all. And it's it's basically a crew. So.
Yeah. All right, so for let's say someone young was coming up in this industry, what kind of advice would you give to them?
Listen, study. And listen, study, and respect the art form. Because and in terms of equipment, don't make you a producer, and it don't make you a DJ. It doesn't. The mindset, the studying makes you a DJ. Because the only problem I have right now with what's taking place in the DJ world, things are good to have all these new DJs coming out. That part I love because it's keeping the culture alive. But one thing I don't love about it is, back when I first got turntables, we didn't call ourselves DJs till we got out of the basement. We got good enough to play live, then we called ourselves DJs. Just owning the equipment doesn't make you a DJ. Just owning the equipment doesn't make you a producer. It's the study. Just like, to break it down to the best analogy ever is, I make a mean grilled cheese, but I would never call myself a chef. Because there is a skill set that you have to be this. You can put anything in the microwave. That ain't cooking. You bought Stouffer's lasagna. You didn't make Stouffer's lasagna.
Okay.
So just because you have the equipment, don't make you, you know what I'm saying, DJ or a producer. Studying the art form, respect it. Okay, this is how they did this. Let me study this album. Let's study. And there's new producers now, and there's new artists now who are more than happy to say you don't know where something comes from.
Okay. We
come from the era like, oh, that's so and so and so and so. Let me research his whole catalog.
Yeah. With that being said, before we close out, what will be your top 3 albums?
My top 3 albums aren't really hip hop. First, you got to go with "Bitches Brew" by Miles Davis because it broke so many things open. You got to go with "Love Supreme" from John Coltrane. Because the story is, when John Coltrane was writing "Love Supreme," he never picked up the horn, not once. He wrote it. How you write an album, but don't pick up your horn to run some lines out? He was so nice, he wrote it, literally wrote the album. Not played it like, oh, okay, let me put that. They said when he was up writing that album, he was in like his room for like 6 or 7 days straight. Just coming down to get food and taking it back up there. But you wrote one of the greatest albums ever, jazz albums, but didn't pick up the horn.
Yeah.
Just that mindset is like, dude, I know my shit so well. I don't even have to run lines out. I don't even have to be like, hell no, that no one go ahead and stretch this. Okay. He didn't even have to do it. He wrote it in his head, basically, on paper. Like, okay. And then not just his part, wrote the album. So that means when you write, you don't just write your horn lines. He composed the album, so he wrote all the piano chords, all the bass chords, all the bass notes, all the drums, and all that other stuff. And then got to the studio, okay, here's sheet music. This is the song we doing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, just
crazy,
that.
bro.
Yeah, just that whole concept. You like, yeah, that's something different. And then, what would be my third? My third would probably be. Damn, I can't think of the third right now. Well, for third, you have to put in, well, for me and stuff, totally aside from the jazz, you got to put in something like Illmatic. Of course, I'm a Jay fan, and I do think Jay's better than Nas.
Oh man, we're not gonna take a turn in this
interview. No, we're not taking a turn. I was just,
we're gonna leave that there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm a Jay fan. I still think Jay won the battle, but we ain't gonna get into that.
Oh.
And Jay won the war. We ain't gonna get into that.
We're gonna focus on you on this interview.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna intervene.
but the impact of Illmatic can't be matched, because before Illmatic, if you were part of a crew, that's who did your beats, who did all your production. So if you was Juice Crew, it was done by Marley Marl. You know what I'm saying? Done by Digging and Crazy. You know what I'm saying? Their team did it. You know what I'm saying? Done by this team did it. Nas said, nah, I'm going to get the best producers I can for this album. Everybody who's dope, I'm getting them. Then there's people who didn't take it serious. You know what I'm saying? People like Eric Sermon. Eric Sermon was supposed to be on Illmatic. You know, the other producer.
I didn't know that.
He dropped the ball. And there was a couple producers who dropped the ball. But when you think about getting everybody on one page from different crews and different boroughs and all over the place.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But it made a masterpiece.
A masterpiece. And a 3.5, you got to put in Mobb Deep's second album.
Oh, yeah. Those 2 albums right there, I find myself, like, even though, Pac's my favorite artist, but I always find myself going back playing Illmatic and the Infamous.
Yeah, because they're done.
Out of all the classic stuff that came out in the there's countless albums that came out in the 90s that's just...
Yeah, it's just done so well. Like, literally, even the songs you really don't really...
And sonically, I think Mobb Deep might have edged Illmatic sonically.
Well, there's a lot of shit with that. Q-Tip worked on that album too. Yeah. He worked on both. So by the time he got to Infamous, he had learned some things from Illmatic. So yeah. But those albums are like, those are road trip albums. You just put the shit in and drive your hour the way you gotta go. And you don't have to touch it.
Yeah.
And of course you may not like every vocal, but you'll love the album. Yeah. And, well, to add another, because I am from the Midwest, I got to put in Twister.
Okay.
Twisted's album called Adrenaline Rush. It's next to Illmatic and those, and the Mob album, probably the best produced albums ever. Because if you listen to what Twister said, every beat goes to every rhyme. Okay. Sometimes you hear rhymes like, oh, it's dope ass rhyme, the beat was so-so, or vice versa. It was the perfect marriage of everything.
Yeah. And
if you're in the Midwest, well, from the Midwest like I am, that's one of the Holy Grail albums. You always got to have one.
All right.
And I probably bought that album no less than 20 times since it came out.
Right.
Because every time I put somebody onto it, my album comes up missing. So,
I know that.
Yeah, you put somebody onto it, next thing you know, you can't find it.
Yeah.
So that's why I got it on album, all the singles on record, and I still have CDs of it. Because that's one of the albums that makes me feel more like home. Cause I remember when it dropped and the feeling it gave the Midwest. Like, dude, this brother nice.
No doubt. Well, thank you for sitting with REXZ. Go ahead and give your shout outs, man. I appreciate you once again.
Yeah. DJ Shu signing off. TR 808 Underground Radio.
Yes.
Check us out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
My man, DJ Shu. I got my man, DJ Chef. Throwback Champ. And my brother. Throw your hand in the fan.
Yes, check out the Truth Radio, you know what I'm saying?
The Truth Radio.
Rocking with your boy DJ Shu, man. Appreciate you once again, man.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Welcome to the Shoebox.